I'd like to convene the City Council meeting for December 18th, 2023. I'd like all of you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the roll.
Belzak.
Here.
Gustafson.
Here.
Kenny.
Here.
Legansky.
Here.
Shower.
Here.
Stompanato.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
7 present.
We have a quorum. Brings us to questions and comments and announcements of a general nature. We put this on our agenda a number of years ago to allow any resident who has something that they'd like to present to the council that's not on our agenda to have an opportunity to speak at this time. So is there anyone in the audience who would like to present something that's not on our agenda? Okay. That moves us to the minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the goal-setting session for November 11, 2023. Moved by Alderman Kenny, second by Alderman Stompanato. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Kenny.
Aye.
Stompanato.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
7 ayes.
The goal-setting minutes have been approved. And now I would like a motion to approve the City Council minutes of November 20th, 2023. Do I have a motion? Alderman Legansky, seconded by Alderwoman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Legansky.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
Stompanato.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
7 ayes.
Those minutes have been approved. Takes us to receiving of communications. Do any of the aldermen have communications they'd like to share with the council? Alderwoman Sullivan.
I have received a couple of communications about some streetlight outages and have forwarded them on to Chris Throm and Dan Gombeck in Municipal Services, and they have been all over it, and I know the crews have been out. I saw one crew out today in Ward 5 making repairs, kind of pinpointing. There's a streetlight over at Winterberry and Evergreen that has more than just a bulb issue. It's a wiring issue, but they're addressing that. I've communicated back to residents, but I have received a couple of communications about that.
Anyone else? If not, I have a communication. As you know, last meeting we gave Kathy Street, the president of the Darien Garden Club, what we call the Green Heart of Darien. And Kathy wrote a card. I think all of you received something by email, but I'm going to read what she said. She says, Mayor Marquez and the Darien City Council, you really pulled the wool over my eyes regarding the Green Heart of Darien Award presentation last week. She said, I was surprised and humbled by the honor. I obviously love all the work I do here in Darien and beyond. It is my passion to share my skills and knowledge and to encourage others to garden responsibly. The last few years have been especially rewarding as we are now reaching the next generation via our DGC Sprouts group. It is my pleasure to serve the community via our club events, activities, and service projects and in other ways on my own as well. I take great pride in knowing that it is noticed and appreciated. She says, thank you, Mayor, for melding all the local organizations into one Darien. We have made great connections with other like-minded community members and have participated in far more events that bring the community together. She says, I look forward to working together with others on the committee to the benefit of the community and wishing you all the best as the city goes forward. This is from Kathy Street. And I will mention that last week I had an honor of attending a beautiful ceremony at the McCormick House, which is in Cantini. And I met the head of the Conservation Service Group, Community Group, and he congratulated us on having one of the finest garden clubs in the DuPage County area. So that just speaks well for Kathy Street and her group. We're very proud of that. I would also mention that in conjunction with that, Mr. Gombeck and I, with Mr. Yonke, also attended out in Warrenville the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus ceremony where we were designated a bronze level community for EV readiness. We were one of 10 that were nominated, that were part of that. It was one full year of work by Mr. Gombeck and Mr. Yonke to get us that designation. And from what I understand, Dan, we're only about 6 points from silver status.
You sure are.
So we're working hard on that. So
Going to be Jordan's goal. Thank you, Mayor.
I mean, we're part of the Greenest Region Compact. Our garden club has received pollinator protection awards. We've got the garden club. Now we have the EV readiness. So we're really a community that is environmentally conscious, and I'm really proud of that. And with that, we'll go to the mayor's report. And again, a very happy evening tonight because we get to celebrate the work of many of our fine residents. So who is going to present tonight? Liz, you going to present tonight? Are you going to bring your whole committee up front? Okay. Tracy's got the board.
I love the,
Tracy's got the board. Leslie
piece,
couldn't
Tracy.
be here tonight. He had a conflict. But Melody and I are here, and we're going to give you our findings. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor, and the council for letting us go out and do this fun thing that we get to do. Again, the city of Darien stepped up, and these people just, it's overwhelming how much they do. And you know, we're the ones that get to look at it. So it's really something. We're going to start with the honorable mention winners. And the first of these is at 7714 Stratford Place, Grant and Mary Kate Tabor. There he is. The Tabors moved into Darien 4 years ago, and they have 2 young sons. So another young family for the town of Darien. Grant said both sides of the family have been into holiday decorating for many years. The yard has a great display of lights and blow molds. And the blow molds that I knew when I was growing up are back. And some of his are 30 years old and have been handed down through both sides of the family. It's such a fun sight for anybody who's young and old to see this. And thank you, Tabor family, for sharing this with all of us here in Darien. And there's do you want to come up and get your certificate? A lot of fun to see those things. A little nostalgic when you see them. The next honorable mention is from 621 Maple Lane, Matt and Rebecca Haruska. And I don't see them here. They've lived at this address for 8 years. Again, another nice young Darien family with 2 children, ages 7 and 4. And their display lights up the block. You can be 3 blocks away, and you can see the Haruska house up there. The block has got archways with candy canes and moving dinosaurs and the Grinch and the blow-ups and a big Santa. And then the house has a curtain light, which was new for me to see. You can hang a curtain, and you can use your phone, apparently, to change the scene on it. So it was new technology. Numerous sidewalk archways. It's a must-see display. You should really drive down Maple and take a look at it. I don't see either of them here, though, tonight. But it's worth the trip. The next one is at 7406 Richmond Avenue, Ron and Kathy Needham. And they're not here either. You can see Ron and Kathy's house off of Plainfield Road. It's right there at the end of Richmond and almost onto Plainfield. They've lived at this address for 23 years, and they have done a great job. They've got a sidewalk that instead of archways, they have stars that you can walk through. And they told me that this was something that if somebody wants to take family pictures in front of the illuminated stars, they're welcome to do so. They've got the whole yard decorated, side yard, front yard, flying Santas, numerous lights, and then there's a Santa way up on top of the roof. And like I said, the large star shapes are a great photo op. So our thanks to the Needham family for offering this. There you go.
The next honorable mention is 1301 Iroquois Lane. Anna, Risto, Christopher, Anthony, and Victoria Kurov. I believe they're here. They're very bright house with a scroll across the window. That was very neat. There's many lights moving all over the house. They were very festive. They've been in Darien 9 years. They love Christmas and love decorating, and the kids love it too, and they add on to their decorations every year. So thank you, Carroll family. If you wanna come.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice job.
Congratulations.
And the last honorable mention, 7702 Florence Avenue, Kim and Joe Domable. I don't think that's here. They were nominated by their neighbor, Mary Ann, and they have lived in their house for 23 years. Every year they add to their decorations. They had music playing, blow-up Christmas tree, handmade lollipops, and lots of holiday characters. They make everybody's holidays a little bit more enjoyable.
Are you here? No. Okay.
Should we go on to
We're
this one?
going into the fifth place now.
Okay.
Fifth place winner is 7210 Whittier Drive, Nelson and Nicole De Jesus. They're here. They have a Merry Christmas sign and lots of lights from the roof. The lights are very bright. There were lights hanging from the trees. Nicole had lived in Darien for over 35 years and has always enjoyed decorating. Her husband moved to Darien 5 years ago. They have 3 dogs and just enjoy being able to put all their decorating for everyone to see. They like to challenge themselves and create some of their own decorations every year to spread the joy. Our fourth place winner is 1906 Gordon Court, Diana and Luke Mayer. And they are here. They have a very classy house with blue and white lights.
Get your certificate.
Looks like there's a runway in their driveway across their yard. Includes a delivery truck with a lot of packages, as well as a hot air balloon. Diana grew up in the house, raised her family in Plainfield, and just moved back to Darien. She and her son plan their decorating together. They love Christmas and the holidays and want to spread more cheer.
Okay. Our third place winner is Kate and James Bender. Here they are. Okay. They live at 6821 White Pine Trail. They have lived in Darien since 2021.
Look at you, buddy. Yay, congratulations.
So we welcome another young family to Darien. They have their 3-year-old, and they really enjoy decorating their house and yard for the holidays. You can see their decorations from Cass Avenue when you drive down the street and you look into the woodlands. There they are. There's a huge Santa, as well as some of the blow-ups to start talking at you. There's a projector in the house that shows different holiday images in the upstairs windows, including, several of our Hanukkah and our Christmas and things like that holidays. There's a little Tykes car out in the front yard. It's got pine branches and the candy canes that it's taped to the roof. And thank you so much. This was just a delightful holiday display. We really enjoyed it. Okay.
Second place is 8361 Parkview Drive, Mandy Curtin, Austin Sidlick. Their house looks like a fantasy land. It has the appearance of Frozen with snowflakes and a big arch. Very bright and colorful. The Sidlicks love sharing the joy of Christmas and are trying to keep Darien a nice place to live.
You're very unique. Nice job.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you.
First place, and I'm looking, first place, 7809 Farmingdale Drive, Brent and Gabby Walker. There he is. The Walkers have lived in Darien for 23 years. Brent has been decorating for the holidays since he was a child. His corner property has over 15,000 lights.
Wow.
15, and I mean, his dad helps Brent with the decorating. Again, there's about 40 of the blow molds, the nostalgic blow molds that I talked about. There's Santa and his reindeer are flying through the air in the front yard. it glows. This is another one that you can spot from blocks around. You know, if you're coming down another street, you see a glow against it. That's the 15,000 lights right there. So, thank you very much for that. And the big reveal, the big pictures.
We'll have this on display in the lobby.
Yes,
City
that'll be
Hall.
on display in the lobby, I think until after the first of the year at least.
Super.
Beautiful. Oh, my goodness.
Take my personal tour.
Really great. Such creativity.
No, I'm on a tour.
Hard work and it's shared with the whole community.
I'm gonna have you guys stand with it and
How about the, yeah,
Beautiful.
everybody
who was
honored or
recognized here?
mentioned, come on up to the front and we'll have take a picture.
Thanks, Tracy.
Congratulations.
Very
You're
nice,
welcome.
nice job. A lot of work I know that is getting around.
You need to take a. I'll have you stand and take a photography class though. Yeah, you come forward so that all the
Is
other
the,
people. Yeah, we want this you guys all behind her and around her.
You know?
No.
Thank you.
If only you would have known, you would have done your hair. If only you would have known, you would have done your hair.
well, but if there's no meetings in between, it just makes sense. Maria had a note in here and I just saw it.
Can I get you guys to come over to that side by Mayor? Thank you. That'd be great. Balance us out.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Wonderful. I'm just gonna take a picture of this one. You guys can sit down.
Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for your effort. Thanks for your effort.
I think they bit off more than they could chew. is what I had. I get why they wanted to do it.
Now, can the judge just not even call? I love her. They didn't hear the case?
Yeah. So
We had,
John said he found
who would, these gals who did these pictures have.
I'm sorry,
little,
I'll move this back up for you.
Petty
so-
petty cash things, who do they turn that into? To Diane? Okay.
For our audience,
Just leave it there. We'll grab it.
Pictures.
Yeah, thank you.
for our audience sake and for our audience at home, we will have a trolley tour this Thursday night, the 21st. It will take place, start at 7:30. Get here about 7. If you want to go on the trolley tour, call Diane Novarini here at City Hall. Let Diane know that you want to attend, how many you are going to have in your group. And come by about 7:15. I think she has hot chocolate and they have little goodie bags that they'll be giving out. And yours truly gets to lead the tour and describe the houses. So I'll get to see all the houses on Thursday night, and I'm looking forward to that. So I want to really thank all of you for the time you spent. You know, I'm not much of a decorator, but I try to do a nice job. To go out there and do what you folks do is truly, it's a gift that you have, that you can decorate and bring so much joy to other people by doing that. Many thanks to Melody and to Liz and to Tracy for having fun. I hope you guys took some time out to have some hot chocolate and enjoy yourselves when you were out there too. This is a fun committee. I hope you had a great time, but I want to thank you for the time you spent. And again, many thanks to all of you for making Darien a beautiful place to celebrate the holidays. Thank you very much. You're all welcome to stay and get a lesson in government tonight. So.
Or not.
If you leave, we will understand.
That's great.
All right. There's one other thing I'd like to mention, and that is that, as many of you know, we've worked real hard over the last couple of years to try to bring all the community groups together. We've developed what's called the Darien Community Action Team. We meet once a month, and we've been doing that for the last 2 years. One of the outgrowths of that is that we have the Park District as part of that group. And we really have worked hard to cultivate a very strong working relationship with the Darien Park District. And we called Stephanie Grigoni and Ray Jablonski and Matt, who are all the executives for the Darien Park District. They came over, met with Mr. Vanna and myself, and our primary goal was to get Darien Fest back into the parks. And I am proud to say that this year's Darien Fest 2024 will be held at Westwood Park here in Darien on the corner of 75th and Fairview. The carnival will be there. The food trucks will be there. We have use of the green space. We're thinking of adding a police fire charity baseball game on the baseball field. We're going to have bingo. We're going to have a cornhole tournament. So there's a lot of activities that we're going to have. And the thing is, it's right on 75th Street, so it'll have a lot of attention from people driving by. It is not in a residential neighborhood, which is a big plus. We're going to ask the Baptist Church across the street if we could use their parking lot. We're going to ask the shopping center if we could use their parking lot. And of course, the Park District will allow us to use their parking lot on Fairview Avenue. In addition to Darien Fest, Oktoberfest, which the Lions Club ran as a result of this committee that we have on Saturday, will also be meeting, but they'll be meeting at the Darien Community Park. So Oktoberfest will be held in the Darien Community Park this next year, and the summer concerts, which we run, the city runs, the last Thursday of June, July, and August, will also be held in the Darien Community Park. And then in the fall, in the winter, come next November and December, the city and the Park District will be sponsoring a winter festival at the Darien Community Park. So this meeting resulted in a lot of really, really good things with regard to the Park District and the city. And I would have to say, even though we have always enjoyed a real good relationship with them, this just cements that relationship even more. And we're going to be putting out a press release.
I sent it out, yeah.
Brian sent it out. And I just want people to know that next year is the 50th anniversary of the Darien Park District. So we're going to be working with them to help them celebrate their 50th anniversary. So I'm real proud of we worked hard for this, and I'm just really, really proud that of the relationship we have and where we're going to be going with Darien Fest and all the other community events. So that's some real good news that I wanted to share with all of you. And with that, we will move on, and I lost my place, to the city clerk's report. Joanne?
I have a couple of items on the agenda here. The city offices will be closed on Monday, December 25th, and Tuesday, December 26th, in honor of Christmas, and also on Monday, January 1st, in observance of New Year's Day. And the next city council meeting, which was scheduled for January 2nd, has been canceled. The next city council meeting after that will be held on Monday, January 15th.
Thank you, Joanne. City Administrator's report, Brian.
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Department head information and questions. Police Department monthly report. Chief Thomas.
Certainly. You have the monthly report with you, and you also sat through goal setting and how that whole process of sending out a survey worked. At the end of, or the last couple weeks of September, a survey went out to all residents. 511 opted to answer the survey and give some direction. In particular to the police department, there was 6 questions that asked about being safe during the day, safe at night, safe in the parks, and the like. And those were pretty interesting, and I'd like to debrief a little bit of that tonight. Safe, of those 511, 2% felt unsafe during the day. It's a relatively low number. It's good to see. But the survey also allowed for narrative response, and there wasn't very much narrative response to kind of give us guidelines or guidance to what those 2%ers were feeling unsafe about. Nighttime safety was next, and there it increased quite a bit to 14% of our residents did not feel safe at night. Not really sure, again, through the narrative of why they felt unsafe at night. There was not very much guidance there either. You know, a lot of people talk about perception and perception being reality. Well, it might be someone's reality, but it may not be reality. And so that's why I took some effort to go and do some research about being safe during the day, safe at night, safe in the parks. So in reality, we do about 1.6 crimes a day, very low, very safe community. About one crime occurs during the day shift hours. I made it very easy on myself and just went 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for days, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for nights, and that's just where I grabbed the data. Again, very safe, actually a little safer at night than you are during the day, but it's just, again, perception versus reality. Again, when I talk about that 1.6 crimes per day, that's all the crime that occurs. And so domestic violence, though bad, everybody should feel very safe in their homes, but some do not. And we have some different things to help out there if that is your case. But in reality, those are not street level crimes. And same thing with retail theft. They're impactful. It's billions of dollars lost every year, but being a victim of crime is not your victimization, and so your likelihood to be a victim of crime in the city of Darien extremely low. And so, just trying to put some of those items forward to assure that those that felt unsafe. Trying to make sure that they are safe. That's one of the tenets of community-oriented policing is reduction of fear of crime, not just reducing crime. Safety in the park, 7% of respondents felt unsafe in the park. I went through the 3 parks that we have for the last 4 years. 3 parks, 4 years, 7 crimes. It's, very, very low, and the type of crimes were criminal damage to property, theft, domestic violence, and criminal and another criminal damage to property. So 3 criminal damage to property, 3 thefts, and 1 domestic related criminal act in the park. So it's very low. When you look at 2020, and I hate taking one specific time frame, but if you look at 2020 to 2024, about a 26% reduction in calls for service at those locations. So again, parks, very safe. The next question talked about police patrols and how likely people were seeing or felt that they saw police or that police patrols were sufficient. That was kind of interesting, and a lot of things have happened over a period of time. We used to have 25 officers that work patrol, and that's the officers that actually do the job of coming out to investigate crime, crashes, do all the preventative work and all those things, and that increased to 27. And so there's more officers out on patrol than when I started here. And then the chart on page 3 demonstrates some of that with manpower allocation by hour of the day, and then calls for service by hour a day. There's a number of different ways to do this. One of the worst ways is uniform crime reports, and that's probably one of the most popular because you'll hear officers per 1,000. It's a ridiculous way. It's only a survey question. It has nothing to do with effective policing. There's a number of different ways of doing it. And one way is looking at your calls for service, your workload versus your manpower allocations. So this last contract we went through and we had a conversation with yourselves. And I think we did that for the public as well, to talk about permanent shifts and being able to allocate your manpower where your calls for service are. So huge correction there. Last year, I forget what time frame it was, there was a lot of conversation about people not seeing the police. We have cameras and we never saw the police. I took that exact same day, that exact same street, called County IT, who can monitor our GPS signals on a squad car, demonstrated that that squad car on one shift was down that street 3 times. So may not always see them, but they are out there and patrolling and doing those things. So
And what percent of your patrol cars are unmarked?
out of 12, 3 are unmarked, but on a shift, we're only putting out 1.
Okay.
1 or 2, maybe 2.
Okay,
Just
but
depends.
those vehicles are also used to patrol.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Right, so people have to realize too, they may not see a marked vehicle going by, but there's still a police that is patrolling the area. They're
That
just
is
in an
correct.
unmarked car.
Correct.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, and I've said this before, and it's just
Yeah.
this kind of proves what you just said, Chief. When I first got on the council, I did a ride-along, and I had a resident call me up and said that the police don't come by his house at all, and I said, I know a police officer came by your house 3 times on Friday night, and he said, how do you know that? I go, because I was in a car when he did it. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, and that's important. It's part of, again, we talked about the fear of crime and people seeing the police. It's important. People pay tax dollars, and it's return on investment to be able to see patrol officers in their neighborhoods. That's important. So it is happening, and it'll continue to happen as well. We talked about notification systems a number of times, and that's coming. That's in the process, and hopefully will be implemented and ready to put notices out, advertisements, and all those things to get everybody signed up in the early next year, which is right around the corner. So we're looking good. Officers do a lot of outreach. We did in November, and officers raised about $1,500 for Men's Health. This past weekend, I think it was Saturday, 8 officers donated their time and money for children that who usually don't have Christmas, and the police department pairs up with the fire department and has a program called Shop with a Hero. Donations waned this year, so officers donated more money in order to make that happen. These events, the officers are off duty. They're not being paid. They're not paid overtime. They're not being paid during their regular work hours to do these things. When you see them out at National Night Out, Shop with a Cop, all those different things, Coffee with a Cop, Cop on Top, those different programs, for the most part, most of those guys are not getting paid either overtime or for regular shift hours. It's all volunteer. Yes, while on that topic about officers performing well and doing over and above, we always talk about community policing contacts, and people put them in different buckets. To me, every time we have a contact with the community, we had a conversation with Alderman Kenny about this tonight, actually. Every contact is a community policing contact, and should make that individual feel good, ugly a situation that they may be in. Officers stop at lemonade stands and buy lemonade and different things, have interaction with kids. I was reading an evaluation. They were talking about how this officer did a lot of different things, and they gave different examples. And one of the examples was seeing a mom and a kid trying to fix the bicycle chain. So, the officer's getting his hands oily from the bicycle chain, but got it fixed for the person. Number of motorist assists and the like. And I'll read you a letter from an individual that also felt the police department was good. Mr. Thomas, I am able to send you this note because of your department's swift action to request for a welfare check. The 2 officers that responded, as sure as I am sitting here now, saved my life. I wasn't able to afford any food and hadn't eaten for 17 days. Your officers were the most professional and empathetic people I have ever met. Because of your officers and department, I am now getting the help that I needed, and I'm moving forward and getting my life back on track. I might not have a place to live coming up soon, but at least I have more positive outlook on life. You don't always need to put yourself into a dangerous situation. It's the simple things that you do on a daily basis that save lives like mine. Thank you. So, officers out there doing a lot of good things. Again, back to the survey, talking about crime and making sure that those things are well done. The next graph on page 6 talks about the type of crimes that occur and the frequency that they occur. Again, back to retail, or not retail thefts in general. We've talked about it a lot of times, and I appreciate the Alderman. A lot of times I've heard you say it here and in public about locking and securing your property. I would be a rock star in the policing world because I would drop crime 80% or better if individuals just locked their stuff up. It'd be great. So, but
It was interesting.
help yourself.
Interesting on that fact, Dave. I was watching the city of Chicago, and they were having their cars and stuff broken into. And, you know, they would smash the windows and get into the car. And the one lady said, yeah, I take everything out of my car every night, and I open up the console, and I leave all the car doors unlocked. That way they can get into the car and see I don't have anything and leave my car alone. Because they were there, they were just breaking the windows in.
Yeah.
So I think the key is take anything of value out of the car.
Absolutely. We had a program years ago and kind of walked away from it, or don't advertise it a month, trunk it or take it, in the same kind of concept, Alderman, where you're taking the property out of your car and not being a subject of theft. A number of the thefts that we investigated, it's a pair of sunglasses, it's $2.98 worth of change that was in the thing, but it counts as a stat, and we have to report it. So, again, people are safe. Fraud was the next highest, and again, we had a whole seminar at the Indian Prairie Library in October that we discussed about how not to be a victim of fraud. We talked about 7,365 proactive calls for service, where officers are doing things trying to prevent crime. And then, and it's just not crime, it's crashes. And then page 7 shows the graph on how crashes have dropped over prior years as well. So all in all, things are going pretty well. And we'll continue to do our best to provide for a safe community. Then it just gets into all the typical graphs and charts about crime, crashes, law enforcement activities. So if you have any questions, more than willing to answer any questions.
Any questions for the chief? Mary?
More a comment, and just about, like, you know, patrols and visibility. I did have I know a resident in Carriage Greens emailed yourself and staff thanking them for, at midnight, a patrol noticed that lights were on in his vehicle on his driveway. They went into the house. They couldn't, the doorbell wasn't working. They tapped on windows just to get alert the resident. And he said, had that not happened, they were obviously asleep. They would have gotten up in the morning very early to go to work, and their vehicle would have been dead. So, and that was at midnight. So there's patrols happening even when you're asleep and you don't see them.
Yeah, it happens pretty often.
But thank you for that.
Sure.
I, like all of us, I probably read everything that chief puts in his report, and this month, when I read it, it was interesting how he responded to so much of that survey material. And I want to compliment you, Greg, on the way you respond to the survey material. I just wish residents would go to our website and read your reports rather than to get inaccurate information on social media.
Right.
You presented something to us about a week or so ago about supposedly a car that was stolen out of the Walgreens parking lot with a 13-month-old in it,
Yes.
when in fact that had not happened. And if it hit social media, that it would have been out there that we had a carjacking with a 13-month-old, and it didn't happen. I just wish people would read it and really try to understand how good it is to be here in this community. Jerry?
Thanks, Mayor. Yes, Chief, and when I read earlier today about how you staff since 2021, I mean, it just makes total sense to me.
Thank you.
You know, instead of a rotating shift, do it based upon when things are going on. So
Yep.
that made so much sense to me, so thank you.
Anything else for the chief? All right, Mr. Gombeck.
No report this evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dan. All right, we've got 2 warrants and a monthly report, and I want to say that I think we're all very happy that we have our city treasurer back with us, Mike Korn. And he looks wonderful. And my wife reported to me that I won't say how much, that Mike told her he lost weight, and she said, when are you going to lose some weight? And I said, I want to go through what Mike did.
I've got a doctor I could recommend.
Anyway, go ahead, Michael. Warrant number 232415.
Thank you. I'm requesting council's approval of warrant 232415 in the amount of $1,278,761.42. Payroll for the period ended November 30th in the amount of $328,448.67. Total to be approved of $1,607,210.09.
Motion to approve. Alderwoman Sullivan, second by Alderman Kenny. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Sullivan,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
Stompanato.
Aye.
7 ayes.
The warrant's been approved. Mike, the next one.
Next, requesting council's approval of warrant number 232416 in the amount of $607,472.47 from the listed funds, and payroll for the period ended December 14th in the amount of $287,842.10, for a total to be approved of $895,314.57.
Motion to approve. Alderman Stompanato, seconded by Alderman Shower. Any questions or comments? Jerry?
Mike, in the general fund, we didn't have time earlier, but the charge for Abila, what is it for a year for renewal?
For what?
Abila?
Abila,
software.
There are
What software is that
software,
for, Phil?
there are software for general ledger, accounts receivable, accounts
Accounting.
payable,
Accounting.
accounting, basically, software, right?
Thank you.
And
Yes.
we've taken a look. There are other more comprehensive ones out there, but this bang for the buck in terms of the cost is, really can't beat these guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If no further comment, the roll.
Stompanato.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
7 ayes.
That warrant's been approved. Monthly report, Mike.
A monthly report for the 7 months ended November 30th, 2023 reflects general fund year-to-date revenue of $12,319,402, expenses of $9,788,882, for a current balance of $5,906,039. Water fund year-to-date revenue of $4,204,228, expenses of $4,327,947, current balance of $3,470,541. Motor fuel tax fund year-to-date revenue is $605,795, expenses of $519,638, current balance of $1,560,268. Water depreciation fund year-to-date revenue of $12,947, expenses of $15,517, current balance of $610,668. Capital improvement fund year-to-date revenue of $613,328, expenses of $3,793,547, current balance of $16,588,117.
Any questions for our treasurer on the monthly report? Mary?
The, in water depreciation, the year-to-date actual is 12,947 with a budget of 1,000. Can you explain?
Well, I'm sorry, why is it?
In water depreciation
Right.
fund.
The revenue? Mm-hmm. The revenue represents the interest that's earned on our balances in the bank account, basically. We've been able to get our current rate of interest through Republic is about 3.82%, and we've got a little higher rate through the Illinois funds in that, but our interest revenue this year is far exceeding budget.
Great. Thank you, Mike.
Anything else? Okay. It takes us to standing committee reports. Do the chairman have any reports for the council? Alderman Belzak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Municipal Services had their December meeting today before this meeting. Most of the items, vast majority of the items that are on the consent agenda were approved at today's meeting. Our next Municipal Services meeting will be January the 22nd, 2024, at 6 p.m. in council chambers.
Thank you. Alderman Kenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Police Committee met this evening before this meeting. The minutes will be submitted from the October 16th, 2023 meeting will be submitted to the clerk's office. And our next meeting, pending agenda items, will be Monday, January 15th, 2024, across the parking lot in the police training room.
Thank you. Mary?
The Administrative Finance Committee met prior to City Council tonight, and with the January 2nd City Council meeting being canceled, our next Administrative Finance Committee meeting will be at 6 o'clock on on February 5th, Monday. And then just as a reminder, we will be starting in February our budget workshops, the Administrative and Finance Committee of a whole. Budget draft documents will be circulated to City Council on or about February 13th, with our first Committee of a Whole meeting on Wednesday, February 21st.
Thank you.
And then secondly, the Citizen of the Year Committee, which I am the liaison to, nominations are open and they are due January 2nd. I can't stress enough that it's imperative that community members nominate individuals. This committee does not go out and seek a Citizen of the Year. They simply are the review board of those nominations that are submitted. So it's instrumental for someone to be recognized that they be nominated by one or more individuals. And all that information and criteria can be on the website. But if I can take a moment, the Citizen of the Year Committee is searching for a very special man or woman who has given of themselves to make Darien a nice place to live. If you know of a person who goes above and beyond the call of duty, is always there when someone needs a hand, and who has contributed to making Darien a special place, please nominate them for this honor. This year, we will not only be honoring the Citizen of the Year, the Darien Citizen of the Year, we will also be paying a tribute to all individuals selected by the various volunteer organizations in the city of Darien, those individuals who are considered members of the year. Nominees must be residents of Darien and not currently serving as an elected official. The deadline for the nominations to be considered is Tuesday, January 2nd. And there's no age limit on that. You could be young, you could be old, you could, you have to be a Darien resident, but it's not like you have to have lived here your entire life. There's so many worthy people out there. When I walk through council chambers at the back and you see photos, and we have a long, rich history of the Citizen of the Year award, but there's so many other individuals out there. So just take a moment to nominate somebody, maybe talk to others who know this individual, encourage them to nominate. The process does not take that long, but it's a very worthy designation.
Thank you, Mary. All right. It takes us to questions and comments, agenda related. I realize we did not have a work session tonight, so I would ask, we have all these items on the consent agenda. Is there anything that we'd like to take off that consent agenda and place under new business? Mary?
Yeah, I was hoping that, I believe it's item number D, the USA Gain LLC, the approval of a special use request, if we could move that from the consent agenda into new business.
Okay. Do the council agree with that?
I think E and F as well, all three.
Right.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry, kind of a package deal.
E and F as well?
Yeah, they all kind of go together.
three,
D, E, and
yes.
F are all kind of regarding the one issue, because then it's about location and other things.
Okay.
So they're all kind of a bundle.
All right, so those will be items
Thanks,
A,
Joe.
B, and C under new business.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Takes us to old business. There being none, it takes us to the consent agenda. And please bear with me because we have quite a few items, and I brought a lot of drinking water tonight. So. It's that time of year,
It
Mr.
is that time
Gomber.
of year.
Yeah.
Item A, not going to be reading the entire thing. Grant a waiver of raffle license bond requirement for the Darien Lions Club. Item B, an ordinance amending Section 3-3-74D of the Darien City Code regarding liquor control regulations. Item C, a variation from the Darien zoning ordinance for 8413 Creekside Lane. Next item is item G on this agenda, memo of understanding between the City of Darien, Illinois, and the International Union of Operating Engineers dated November 2023. The next item is proposal from Aqua Backflow to maintain a potable water backflow device program from 2024 through 2030. The next item is proposal from J.C. Landscaping and Tree Service for ditch maintenance program for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from J.C. Landscaping and Tree Service Incorporated for the rear yard drainage assistance program for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from Underground Pipe and Valve Company for culvert metal pipes, metal bands, and metal flared end sections and fittings for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is proposal from Norwalk Tank Company for high-density polyethylene pipes, bands, flared end sections, and fittings for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item M, proposal from Norwood Tank Company for storm sewer structures, iron sewer grates, concrete adjusting rings for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from Core and Main for pressure pipe for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Vulcan Construction Materials LLC for the purchase and pickup of stone for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Vulcan Construction Materials LLC for the purchase and delivery of stone for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Core and Main for Smith & Blair stainless steel water main repair clamps, style 226 with stainless steel bolts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Core and Main for Smith & Blair stainless steel water main repair clamps, style 238 with stainless steel bolts in various sizes for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Core and Main for Type K copper pipe for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is accepting a proposal from Underground Pipe and Valve Company for Mueller brand brass fittings for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Core and Main for various water valves for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from Z-Bell Water Service Products Incorporated for Mueller Super Centurion fire hydrants and auxiliary valves for a period of May 1st, 2024 to April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Ferguson Waterworks for East Jordan CD 250 fire hydrants, valves, and accessories for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from Core and Main for Waterless Pacer fire hydrants, auxiliary valves, and accessories for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. The next item is a proposal from Underground Pipe and Valve Company for Clow Medallion fire hydrants, auxiliary valves, and accessories for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Next item is a proposal from Underground Pipe and Valve Company for the Clow Eddy fire hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item AA, proposal from Underground Pipe and Valve Company for the Cloud Medallion Fire Hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item BB, a proposal from Zebel Water Service Products Incorporated for the Traverse City Fire Hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item CC, accepting a proposal from Core and Main for Traverse City Fire Hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item DD, proposal from Ferguson Waterworks for the East Jordan Watermaster 5BR 250 and East Jordan Watermaster 5CD 250 fire hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item EE, proposal from Core and Main for the Water Spacer fire hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item FF, proposal from Core and Main for the Mueller Super Centurion fire hydrant repair part for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. Item GG, proposal from Core and Main for the U.S. Pipe fire hydrant repair parts for a period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025. And item HH, authorizing the expenditure of budgeted funds to purchase 12 2024 Dodge V6 Durango police patrol vehicles from the Napleton Fleet Group using capital purchases equipment funds and non-budgeted funds in the amount of $529,380. Motion to approve. Alderman Stompanato, second by Alderman Kenny. And the roll.
Stompanato,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Legansky,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
Belzak,
Aye.
Gustafson,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
7 ayes.
And our consent agenda has been approved. Takes us to new business. Are we going to handle these three all at one, or do you want to do them individually? The three that you moved to new business?
I think individually.
Okay. Item A, granting a special use for 2019 75th Street. Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak. Second by Alderman Stompanato. And discussion. Mary?
Thank you. I read through the paperwork and the minutes from planning and zoning, and I was here for part of municipal services. But, I mean, I understand the premise. I just have a great concern based on other collection sites in the city and in our surrounding communities. The things that get stockpiled outside of these collection sites, like the AmVets by Walmart, the Salvation Army at Chestnut Court. People don't always adhere to what's meant to go inside the gathering space. People use it as a fly dump. I've seen things piled up in front of Salvation Army and in front of even Goodwill over in Woodridge, and those are like storefronts. And I just think I've got concerns about these becoming collection sites and there being an excess amount of things left outside and getting ruined and just people, I remember Eric talking a lot about like AmVets, people using it as a garbage dump.
Jerry?
Thank you, Mayor. Along Mary's lines, I went to I'm sure you're the gentleman from, maybe I can ask you direct maybe too. Okay, thank you. Your name is?
Andrew Proctor, Director of Government Relations for Use Again.
Okay, Andrew, one of the things I did was I went to your website and I put in 2 zip codes, so it can locate where your bins are close to my home. So I put in 2 zip codes, mine here in Darien, 60561, and the other one where I used to work in Park Ridge, 60068. Okay, so then I know 10 locations come up and it shows you how far it is from your home and things like that, okay? And what I noticed out of the 20 locations that came up under the 2 zip codes, like 18 of them were for park districts, schools, public and private schools, and only 2 places of the 20 were for places outside of those. You know, out of my location here, one was a gas station in Downers Grove, and then for my zip code at work, the one location was 7-Eleven. So out of the 20 locations, 18 of them were, you know, like I say, parks, park districts. It even says if it's indoors. Some say it's indoors.
Yeah.
Some say, you know, again, so even like for the one for my address, you know, Hinsdale Central High School, Clarendon Hills Middle School, Pleasantdale Middle School. So what's changed where we're kind of going? I mean, because two of our 3 are for places other than a park district or a school. I mean, you know, we have one at a restaurant, Fry the Coop, which is, I mean, I was in the food business. I kind of have a problem with it. Do you have any other food businesses within your? Because it seems like we're kind of like the beta site, and from what I can tell, just in my little search that I did, that out of our 3 locations, 2 of them are for places that you don't do a lot of currently do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I understand. No, just to kind of talk about the school question, we're at like 700 different school districts throughout the country. We're in 13 states, over 500 cities. And we've got sites at numerous locations. Just your search might have been that was the popular, you know, place in your area where the public, you know, the public locations, park district schools. But we're also in private businesses, locations throughout the country.
Food as well, restaurants?
Yeah. What we have is like a territory manager in each division. We have 13 divisions, and the territory managers, you know, responsible for finding locations. And usually that's, you know, I think in this case was just driving around the area and seeing locations that are, you know, on like visible streets and stuff like that, and just happened to come upon these. And
Right, and to me, when it's at a school district or a park district, I mean, to me, that's really for the residents that live here that can utilize these bins. But when you get to be at a gas station, like off of I-55, to me, that's really, we're opening up to the whole public now. It goes way beyond our residents. So, I mean, personally, I'm okay with the one at the kinder care, because that's, I think, kind of geared towards, you know, people that are going there. It's not really the public, so to speak. It's people that, you know, if it's at a park district, hey, that's our residents, you know, going to our park district and utilizing it. So I'm kind of leery of stepping outside of that area to start to see how it goes. So I said, from a public standpoint of being like at a gas station where you can have a lot of people dropping things off, I'd rather kind of start slow, maybe, you know, crawl before we walk, and maybe just look at a place that's kind of what I'm really seeing in that search that I did. So that's my only concern.
no, I understand. Yeah, and we're about convenience to the public, so we want to provide as many, you know, locations as possible, and still be, you know, not so you're seeing a donation bin in every corner of the city, you know, because it just wouldn't make sense. But these locations were approved with the property owner. We're in lease agreements. They're paid lease agreements, so it's an additional source of revenue for these property owners. And in some cases, it helps drive more foot traffic to the retail location because they find them on their website, and then they end up going to the property to make their donation, and then say, hey, maybe I did want to get something to eat while I was at Fry the Coop, and they go in and get something to eat too. So it's a mutual relationship that we have with these property owners, and we just want to be more accessible to the public because, excuse me, getting a little lightheaded for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. But there's a growing trend in the United States. About 17 million tons of textiles, according to the EPA, were thrown away, but about 3 million tons, and it's growing, are being donated. So we just want to provide more locations for people to be able to donate their unwanted goods, so to find a second life.
But does it happen sometimes where you might put a bin at a location and it doesn't work because, to Mary's point, they're not taking care of it, it's maybe getting over? I mean, like, what percentage do you have to, like, now say, hey, we have to get that one out of there?
Yeah, we do that based on donation, you know, level. Right now we're going through site audits of if they collect 200 pounds a week, then we'll keep them. But if it's less than that, will most likely in the lease. But you mentioned taking care of the bin. That is our responsibility. That's not the property owner's responsibility. That's our company's responsibility. And the question brought up this evening was, who's monitoring these sites? It's, twofold. It's us when the drivers are going around to collect the items, and they can do that on a weekly basis or every other day, depending on capacity, because we have sensors that can be placed in the bin to monitor the level in the bin. And then it's also the property owner is monitoring the site too. And trust me, if it becomes a dumping ground or it's bad fly dumping or whatever, the property owner is going to be the first one to kick us out. And we don't want that to happen. And so we strive as a company not to let that happen.
And your leases are for how long?
For a year, typically.
A year?
Yeah.
And then could we monitor these as well going forward through municipal, anybody to know if it's being maintained? Aside from you guys checking it, is it something we can?
Oh,
look at?
I deal with
All the
phone calls
time?
from cities every day. That's my primary job is people, code enforcement officers who happen to see something. But usually the phone number, well, not usually, always, the phone number is on the bin. And so if you happen to see a box outside that somebody didn't put inside, give us a call and we'll make sure it gets in the box or picked up.
What's your
Let's
typical
just say
response?
that the bins aren't being let's just say the bids aren't being maintained. Does the property owner have the ability to cancel the lease?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
Okay.
10-day
so
notice.
they can cancel that if you guys aren't doing your job.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
You just mentioned response to, maybe a messy box or a drop-off area. How long does it take if you get a call to go out and clean the area up?
Strive to do it within 24 hours, but I live in the area, and Jordan's got my phone number. He can call me, and we'll get it done. I can expedite it, get it done quicker.
So if any more locations want to come on board, do we have to approve those as well?
Same procedure.
Same procedure?
Yes,
So right now, it can't go beyond this 3 without us approving?
Correct. And also, we'll put it in as a tickler, 2 items I wanted to present. Let me back up a second. There's been situations where boxes have been dropped off with there may be a name on there, no phone numbers. Our practice has been that we have agreements, verbal agreements with the owners of these businesses, retailers, whatever the case is, where Public Works will go in there. We will take the contents of it and forward it over to AMVets. Whatever they do not want, we go down and basically trash that actual enclosure. So that's how we control some of the boxes that aren't warranted, or I should say approved as a special use. In this particular case, we're going to do, I'll call it a case study, to understand who the participants are through these leases, which are in the actual agenda also. We'll monitor those leases when the year comes up to make sure that they have ongoing leases. Any type of boxes that are not allowed, either A, we will give, and then let's just say in this case, that they have unauthorized boxes. We'll give them the opportunity, typically 24, 72 hours to remove it. If not, then we'll remove it and have chargebacks.
And then at restaurants, there's no issues with Board of Health or anything by having these things?
None that I'm
these
aware
bins?
of.
Okay.
No. Yeah, if there was, they'd have
You'd
issues
know.
with dumpsters,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
gotta,
Well, it's an addition too, that's all.
Yeah, and we try to keep the
dumpster
pristine.
you have to have, this is kind of like your choice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get the question, but
Yeah.
I just want to kind of that we strive to make sure that it's a clean area, and we aren't one of the fly-by-night operators. We identified these sites I think in April and May, and we've been working with the city since then to get these try to get these approved.
Okay.
Because we could have put them that day, and then code enforcement would have tagged them, and because like I mentioned, I live nearby. I go to the Home Depot quite a bit. I saw one of the fly-by-night bins that was dumped there, and and I was like, they're not doing it the right way, and we're here wanting to make sure it's done the right way.
Now, is there something we can put that a year from now, we can review this just to see how it's gone? So that they are being maintained and we're not getting complaints?
Did you look at that, Dan?
Yeah, I wouldn't,
Is that
what I'll do.
I mean, just for the first year, I don't do it every year, but just for the first year, just maybe to see how this would go. I don't know. Is that practical?
We can
or-
bring it back on that annual basis. We had a similar situation with AMVets where we were basically fostering it every year on an annual basis. It just got to be very old from an administrative standpoint, and I think we have Alderman Gustafson and staff always monitoring AMVets and/or residents that, motorists.
No, I'm just asking for like 1 year.
Yeah, for the 1 year,
year,
if
right.
the council would like to do that, that's fine, but like I said, we've already got it on our radar to come up. So whatever way the council would like to do this, that's fine, either administratively or council action.
You mentioned one of the locations was the KinderCare. What are the other two locations?
Fry the Coop and the
And
Shell Station.
Shell Station.
On Cass.
I need a second. And Cass.
Dan, if there was a yearly time limit, we just would have to change the ordinance just tonight, in the council.
Yeah, we'd
If
have
so they choose, they could approve that with the modification.
We'd have to amend that, exactly, and if we can. Condition, if we could amend that to come back on an annual basis, or to come back for the
12
first
months.
year, 12 months, or, to review it.
Mary?
Obviously, you have a website where people can find it, but how do you, I mean, that's like, they've obviously gone looking for you. How do people know that your bins are at these locations? How do you promote this service?
Well, we more promote in California. I don't think we're doing any promotions here. You'd be surprised that in this industry, and I've only been in this industry for about 18 months now, surprised that we really don't need to advertise. We'll put one, and we have a larger one in California we deploy. It's called the Drop Spot. It can hold about 5,000 pounds. And we put them at shopping centers with their approvals and lease agreements. You'd be surprised when we put one of those down. Within a week, it's collecting 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of clothes and shoes. Sometimes we're doing some like Facebook and Google ads on those, but we're not currently doing that in Illinois.
Anything else? Alderman Kenny, Alderman Stompanato, Alderman Shower? Nothing? Alderman Billzer?
I support Jerry's position on having us look at it for the first year in 12 months, making sure it's what we expect it to be.
I would say
Property
upon
owners.
the ending of the lease, because the leases are for a year.
Correct.
So you put language in there, upon the end of the lease, there'd be a review by the city.
Don't we have to
Yes, sir.
amend the
Yeah.
resolution?
Could I add one thing? I think technically the leases start like in April or May, so they might be expiring in April or May. I'd have to look, because if you do it based on that, then we'd be back here in April and May, I think, doing it again. Because we've held on this.
And Jordan, if we get a call, Karen goes out there and she takes a look.
Correct, yeah, it'd be a matter of code enforcement.
Right, okay. Then you would call him and.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the contact at least with Andrew and also the property owners for that matter. So it wouldn't be like, Karen, the code officer, would go out, send a letter with a week deadline. She would go out, make contact, but then I would make contact with Andrew.
In 24 hours, you'd have it remedied.
Yes, yeah, that's our goal, right.
Because I've noticed even the Salvation Army that's at Chestnut Court, even though there's a depository there, people stack everything outside that depository, and it really looks like a mess. It really, and it's like that for days sometimes. Right.
Jordan, do you know, or Dan, if it is the 1 year time period and the council wants to grant another year, would it still be a special use? Would they have to go back to the plan commission? I think it sounds like the intent is back to the city council, but I don't know procedurally how that works.
Go
Yeah,
back to city council, that's how we've.
Directly,
treated
okay.
AMVets.
Yeah, so in the AMVets ordinance, we had a clause under the effective date, had a limitation. It said, approval granted by this ordinance shall remain in effect for a year, and then it comes back to the council.
To the council, okay.
Yep.
We could use the same language, and again, working out the contracts or the leases, that's something we can work internally with on an administrative level. Whether we decide to come back at the lease termination or at the 1 year mark.
And do you is there any kind of like you only allow like so many per area because you don't want to have, like you said, you don't have it on every street corner. So do you limit eventually what you can have?
Yes or no.
Is there a rate calculation? Yeah.
It depends on density, really, and then what's available. But we don't want to oversaturate because logistically and economically, it really doesn't make much sense.
And as well.
Yeah.
correct,
Right. During your technical specifications on your sheet, it says can be camera monitored 24/7.
Yes.
Are you having cameras on these things? And if so, who's watching the cameras?
Not initially. We're not going to on these. But if we did, it would be staff. Our staff would monitor those cameras.
Okay, do we need to put something in written form as part of the, all right, how do we want to state that?
We'll just use the same language as Jordan, if you could read off that language again as was presented for ambulance.
So we know what we're voting on tonight.
Correct. So you'd vote on the ordinances as presented, but under the effective date section, subsection, you would add in a sentence saying the approval granted by this ordinance shall remain in effect for an initial period of 1 year, at which time the council shall review the location and address any operational issues.
Joanne, you have that?
I'm going to get it from Jordan.
All right, so that's what we're voting on tonight. That's all three items. I'd like to have one vote on all three items.
Right, for the location, the ordinance will affect each location
Right.
because no other locations are approved. These are the only approved locations.
Well, I have a motion and a second on the one item. So let's, unless we have any more, let's have with the amended version, let's have the roll call on that. Get a motion and a second
On the amended version.
on the amended version.
Okay.
And this is for the first item. We're going to have to take all three of them.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you need a motion for the,
we did. We got,
that's on the original, but then if you're making an amendment, you vote on the amendment and then you go back to the original.
okay, we need a motion for the amended version. Alderman Shower, second by Alderman Belzak. And the roll.
Okay. Shower,
Aye.
Belzak,
Aye.
Gustafson,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Stompanato,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
7 ayes.
Now we go back to the original motion.
Belzak,
I'm confused.
No, I think.
Yeah.
this is on the original one now. You,
But it's already been approved.
We voted the amendment.
So we're
you
denying the
approved
original one
amendment, but
because
now
we're
going
approving
back
the
to
original.
original
Oh, you just approved the
resolution.
amendment. I got it.
Right.
Okay,
Nay.
I understand. what
Deny
you're
the
saying.
original.
Right.
As far as the original, nay.
Right.
I think it's the original with this amendment. Now, this,
Okay, that's why I'm confused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
right now I'm
no,
confused.
you voted on the amendment at first,
To
and now.
amend it. We voted to amend it. Now we're voting
Right,
on it
to amend
as
it, and
amended.
now the
Amend
amendment will
this.
be
Aye.
included in
Right,
the
that's-
resolution.
That's different.
Belzak,
Aye.
Stompanato,
My head's
Aye.
spinning.
Gustafson,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Shower. Sullivan,
Aye.
7 ayes. Okay.
All right, now I'm looking for a motion for items B and C. I'm going to take those together. And this includes the amended version, so that this is one vote.
Correct.
Alderman Shower, second by Alderman Belzak. And the roll.
Shower.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Legansky.
Aye.
Stompanato.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
7 ayes.
So all three items have been approved.
Yes.
Great, thank you
In the
much.
amended version.
And I'll see you in a year, I guess. Thank you much.
Thank you very much.
hopefully that's the
Hopefully
next
not
time.
sooner.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
I'll be in touch.
All right. That's our new business. Questions, comments, and announcements of a general nature. I'll start and say that this last weekend, in the pouring rain, the Darien Lions Club delivered 2 weeks of groceries to 240 families in Darien and the surrounding areas. Each family got a turkey, a ham, I believe, butter, milk, and plus 2 weeks' worth of groceries. So I want to commend, I know I'm a Darien Lions Club member, but I'm very proud of the fact that this endeavor takes place every year, and these families have an opportunity to have that food. And I will tell you, when you walk into a house and there are small children, and you bring a bag of gifts in, we encountered one family, and we brought the big bag. Jerry Piccoli was carrying this big bag of gifts, and this little girl goes, "Is that for me?" And Jerry says, "No." He said, "Your stuff's coming from Santa Claus. This is from somebody else." And you never saw such a disappointed look on her face. But I want to commend them for that. And the other thing I want to say is the Darien Rotary is celebrating their 50th anniversary next year. And our vehicle stickers are available here at City Hall. And we'll be supplying the police department with a number of these as well. So these will be for sale at the police department as well as City Hall. They're currently being sold at City Hall. And if you'd like to get yours, it's a minimum donation of $3. That's me. Anybody else? Mary?
Thank you. On December 6th, Mayor Marquez and I had an opportunity to meet with the Bureau of Local Roads and Streets Chief, George Tapas, about our concerns regarding the Illinois Department of Transportation and North Frontage Road and South Frontage Road, issues regarding the sound wall, noise wall, trying to get that in motion, trying to get an update on the I-55 Managed Lane program, in addition to the curve correction on North Frontage Road near Cass. Think of the area where the road curves right by the St. Therese Shrine and the Our Lady of Mount Carmel. So we had a quick but very candid conversation. We were given, not many, thumbs up, but some directions, some feedback, and we will continue to fight the good fight and try to get things done with IDOT as best as we can.
Yeah, I forgot about that meeting, but it was an interesting meeting. Each municipality had a half hour to go in and talk to this gentleman. And Mary and I, we offered the best argument, but what we found out is you can get sound walls without the managed lane project. And he told us to argue that on a safety standpoint and a noise, he said, not so much, but safety. Because if you drive down North Frontage Road or South Frontage Road, you'll find you're at this level and I-55 is at that level. And when I was alderman in that area, I would have residents call me and said, it was Sunday morning and my doorbell rang. And it was somebody whose car got a flat tire on I-55, and they came across the fence, and they're ringing my doorbell. Can I use your phone? So there is a safety factor involved. So Mary and I are going to meet, and if it takes another letter to the governor, or it takes getting a petition from all the residents who live in that area, we're going to pursue it till we get some type of response. Eric?
Yeah, this is something for the seniors like myself out there. I didn't realize this, but the Sportsplex does offer a walking for seniors time from 11 to 1 every day, and you get to walk inside around the actual soccer field. So it's open up to seniors. It was 3 days a week. I requested that they made it 5 days a week, and they agreed. So it's now Monday through Friday, 11 to 1 at the Sportsplex. So it's really nice. It's a nice, comfortable walk and stuff, too. So my wife and I have been there a few times now, and it's not that many people go there right now. So I think it's something well worth, especially with the winter coming, a great place to go to get a walk in.
Did you have to register, Eric, or do you just show up?
When you walk in, you sign, but you do not have to pre-register.
That's at the
At the Sportsplex. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Especially for winter coming, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody else? Okay, well then, on behalf of the staff, administration, the elected officials of the city of Darien, I want to wish the Darien residents Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. We didn't do a video this year.
I just thought it. I'm looking at Jerry just now.
Yeah, we used to do a video that we showed on Channel 6, and I think we should probably do something next year just to make sure. But
Is there singing involved?
That's in Joe Kenny's department.
Joe's job.
Jerry, I have to say that when we did it, we had to do at least 5 or 6 takes before we got it. And all we were saying is Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from the city of Darien. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to the city of Darien. Thank you. Motion to adjourn. Alderman Legansky, seconded by Alderman Schauer. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Happy
Merry Christmas,
holidays.
everybody. Be safe.
Merry Christmas.